Good afternoon and welcome to the Eden Valley. Today we are in the village of Blencarn, which is nestled at the bottom of the Pennine Fells. The house that we're looking at behind us is a 5-bedroom detached sandstone built property. It sits in quite a substantial plot, but that isn't the only part of the story with this property. What we've got is we've got a barn behind me, which I'll show you shortly, which has residential consent to be turned into another dwelling. And the current owner is actually in the process of getting residential consent for a bungalow to the front of the site as well. So should you want a development opportunity or just a residential opportunity with the potential to maybe look at, I don't know, holiday lets or something like that, then this property would be perfect for that. The house, as I said before, has 5 bedrooms. You've got a lot of history. It was built in, the original part of the house was built in 1708, and it really does show that period character throughout. But all of the bedrooms are generous in size. You've got 2 en-suites. There's loads of featureful elements which make this a really fantastic family home. To the side, they've got a wooden built office, which is all fully insulated and has electrics inside, which would make a fantastic work-live environment. Even the nuts and bolts of the house with a utility room externally, which has been fantastically done to be able to get all of your white appliances away from the house and to give it a good usable space and location. As I said, the plot is quite vast and you are positioned right in the centre of the village. So this really does provide a lot. And shortly, I'll take you around to the front of the property and show you some of the majestic views over the Pennine Fells. This is one that you're going to have to watch all of the video because there's so much to try and explain and describe that you're going to need to see exactly what this property can do for you. Now, have a look, see what you think, and if you like it, then we would be really delighted to be able to take you around and show you this property. It really needs viewing. I hope you like it. So, as promised, starting off with the street scene. We've got a very pretty rural location. As I said, we're in the village of Blencarn, just a few miles away from Coolgaith and the A66. Not too long a distance between here and Appleby and Penrith, but quite a substantial plot. So I'll show you as much as I can. Now, as I said, there's a very large plot all around, and there's an abundance of parking all around this entire plot. But just over here, there is consent which has just been submitted, and we'll find out any day now, for a bungalow to be built in the front of the plot. So if you're looking for a potential of a development, any development potential, then this could work really well. This barn has got a residential consent and it's got full plans. So if you wanted to add a holiday let or an annex or something like that, then this sandstone barn has got all of that potential to be converted. Just taking a little bit more of a broader look around the lawn, you've got absolutely loads of space, and obviously leading up to this quite pretty sandstone building. So I'll take you around and show you some of the external parts before we have a look inside. It's very sunny in this garden, so you can tell that I think it's almost completely to the rear, and we're at about 2 o'clock. So the sun is going to stay in the garden for a huge proportion of the day. So starting off, as I said, there's an outdoor utility room, which could be used as a utility room and continue as such, but equally could be used as another little office space. As I'll show you from the office that we've got next door, any external space extra that we've got, the more the better. And as we then come to this, we've got a lovely wooden office leading through into here, which has got power, obviously double glazing, heavily insulated. But what a great work-live environment. At the front of the property, or the rear, I mean, I would consider where we were a minute ago, actually, the front, and this is the rear of the property. We've got quite a nice sized garden space. Just over here, there's a recently installed boiler, which is about 5 years old. Looking at the front here, there's parking as well, leading up to the front. And Blencarn is a wonderful village with a fantastic village green. Unfortunately, it's a little bit dark at the moment, but over here, you would normally see the outline of all of the Pennine Fells, making it an incredible vista. And then looking back on the property, it's not as pretty from the rear as it is from the front, but everything is in great condition, very functional. As you can see, there's all double glazing and all the things that you would need to have a great family home in a lovely village location. So we'll wander around to the front now. I'll take you inside the property, and that will give you a bit of an indication of how everything lays out. So yeah, let's pop indoors. So let's wander inside and have a look. So as we enter the property, we come into this beautiful kitchen diner. This end of the building was actually built just a few years ago, and it's been done to be able to provide this fantastic kitchen space. And then the bedroom upstairs is out of this world, so I'm really looking forward to showing you that. But you've got nice contemporary style kitchen in a nice colour, and obviously these double doors look out over to the garden space, which is lovely. In here we've got a fantastic sitting room, but I'll come back to you with that in a minute. So as I go through to the back, we've got a nice cloakroom, we've got a bit of travertine tiling, so nice and unfussy, which means it can suit many tastes. And then obviously that rear window looks over the back. We've got a rear door here. I mean, it's called Rose Cottage. You've got a lovely bit of stained glass on there, which is quite pretty. So coming back into this lovely kitchen dining space, I'll take you through to the sitting room. So the first thing we notice as we come into here is there's obviously a bit of an age difference between. You've got a bit more contemporary with more up-to-date tiling and everything else. As you come into here, you've got fantastic stone flags that lead through into this beautiful beamed room, complete with a lovely open fireplace. But you can tell there's a bit of age in here. I mean, it's got a great vibe to it, and I don't think my camera is going to do justice to it. But it is such a lovely, usable space, and there's just, loads of exposed stonework. The beams are fantastic, and that great fireplace on a winter's evening, I'm sure, would be an absolute delight. Walking through the back of this and then overlooking the rear vista of your garden space with this huge conservatory. And I said it was a bit sunny today, and I wasn't lying. I mean, it's this captures the heat perfectly. I mean, it's absolutely boiling in here, and very, very nice. But you've got a glass roof, so you can overlook the garden and look at the stars at night. It's a great spot. And that garden space, perfect for family living, and you obviously get to keep your eye on the kids as they're running around in the garden. So down here we get our first bedroom, which is a ground floor bedroom down here, which is perfectly usable. Just if you don't want to have all of your bedroom space upstairs, and there is that facility. You've got a utility room in here, which is lovely, but let's have a look upstairs. Now, I think I'm going to leave my favourite room till last. Obviously, windows that look out, and we've got nice shutters here. We'll start in order. So if we start over here, and we've got the a single bedroom, but it would probably hold a double in it. It's a really good size, nice and bright, and it does have views which overlook the fells. But as I said, unfortunately, the fells seem to have disappeared through a cloud today. But the main family bathroom is quite lovely. We've got a nice freestanding clawfoot bath and this huge shower cubicle, which is really, really usable. So coming through to this next double bedroom, I'm going to pan the camera up because we've got a lot of exposed beamwork. And it's really bright. I mean, this is something that many older, more cottagey style properties really suffer with. They suffer with real difficulties with getting enough light in. The windows in this are huge, and the light is really, really bright, which means that you're not going to feel as if you're in a dark, oppressive type of house. It's absolutely lovely. This bed, I cannot explain to you how big it is. It is vast, and we've got exposed beams, so that shows how big this room is. And then as we follow around here, there's a lovely old cast fireplace, and the room obviously gives you those great views out of the rear over the garden space. So the other part in here is this lovely entrance hall into this second section, where this would have originally maybe been part of the bedroom or something, I'm not sure, but this is a part of the extension. And brace yourself, because this is rather special. You come into this room, which has It's huge, loads of windows and lovely ensuite. I'm going to go back to the ensuite in just a second. But going over towards the garden, you can get to see over the whole of the garden space and how big it is. But what an absolutely amazing sized bedroom. Coming into the ensuite, a great size ensuite, all fairly recent, so nothing really needs doing. So a bit of a recap. We've got a 1709, probably an old farmhouse of some description, with a vast garden. That would normally be enough. But should you want to have a holiday let, or an extra income, or an annex built, you've got a barn that's got full consent to be able to look after that. But not only that, at the present time, there is planning consent going through for a bungalow to the rear, which will add obviously another potential income stream if you wanted to. But in reality, what we have is a fantastic family home with large plot in a great, well thought of village in the Eden Valley, and it's coming to the market for £550,000. Should you want to have a look at this property, please do call us very quickly, because I can't imagine it will last on the market for any period of time, on 01768 881111, and we will be delighted to book you a pre-market viewing. Thank you.